What is up, Chocolatiers? Recording this review in a different spot today. We're in the bedroom. I just watched Sinners last night, and I'm actually about to go watch it again. This movie was so good. I know you've heard it. I know you've heard the hype from critics. People don't believe critics. You know, we live in a day and age where if it's not white and straight, that it is DEI or it's woke. Okay, and I've seen those comments underneath these posts where it's like, oh, it only got good scores because black. No, it got good scores because it's good. And Ryan Coogler's good. Like, Ryan Coogler does not miss. You know, Fruitvale Station, you go way back to even like 2016 with Black Panther. And then even Black Panther 2, which a lot of people kind of sleep on, but I'm like, without him having Chadwick, he did a really good job. And then I believe he did really good with, you know, Creed 1, for example. And so, you know, he just doesn't miss, right? He does not miss whatsoever. And so for this movie, for it to be like his first like original kind of, you know, film, because Fruitvale Station is based on a true story, you know, Creed's Rocky, Black Panther's MCU, so like that. You got history with that. This movie, he just has no boundaries. You know, it takes place in Clarksdale, Mississippi, which is hitting kind of close to home. And you know, basically these two twins named Smoke and Stack, badass names, by the way, badass names. They come home from Chicago. They've done some kind of illegal, so they kind of allude to maybe some stuff they've done. And so they come home and you kind of get their backstory, stuff like that, but they want to open up a juke joint. And when they open it that night, I'm going to skip over a bunch of stuff because I don't want to spoil anything. As you've seen from the trailers, vampires show up, led by Remick, who is the main villain of the movie. And you learn why, blah, blah, this and that, whatever. But that's just like the main bullet down point of this movie. And I just, like, everybody in this movie just works. You got a new talent. I believe his name is Miles or something like that. He is so good in this movie. He plays Sammy, preacher boy. And dude, he is just off the chain. Chef's kiss, dude. He is in a scene that pretty much blew me away. Probably the best scene I've seen in a movie in years, maybe even a decade. Mainly because it hit so close to home with black culture. It was so beautiful. It was so mesmerizing. It was amazing. And at certain points, I was kind of like, oh, is this not going to work? But it did. And I'm glad that Ryan Coogler definitely fired a shot out there, and it worked. Because you don't see a lot of creative filmmaking like this today. Even like the way the movie ends, it ends on kind of like a, oh, they went there type of thing, and you don't see that in movies like this today. And that's definitely a lot of reasons why you're probably going to start hearing in a couple weeks, oh, a movie's woke. No, it's not. No, it's not. This movie is brilliantly made. Haley Steinfeld, wondered where her character was going to come into this movie, and she was not half-assed, not half-done. She was brilliant up in this movie. Michael B. Jordan playing two twins. Didn't know how that was going to work out for me. I was like, am I going to like one twin more than the other? I did, but it wasn't like an acting thing either. It was just, I'm more related to Smoke because I feel like that's how I would act in that situation. Because Stack is more of like that fiery kind of like, you know, hell, I might go up in this plan half-assed, but you know, we'll come out all right. Kind of like a Sam and Dean type of deal. Like, he's more like Dean. Meanwhile, Sam's more like, okay, maybe we need to plan this out. Maybe we'll do this snap. Meanwhile, Sam will go out there and get his ass knocked out. But you know, it's like that. And so, very, very reminiscent of like old Stephen King. If you've ever read Salem's Lot or even seen, I guess, the old adaptation, even like the new one a little bit, the way the vampires act, it's kind of like those old school rules. And so it was so fun to see. It was kind of like what I want from like a new Stephen King story. This is like off topic, because he's been writing mainly about Holly and like whatever, just do like crime thrillers and stuff. And this was like, man, this is like an original movie, like a horror movie, something that, you know, maybe you would have caught like in like the 80s or 90s or something like that, which I wasn't alive then, by the way, just throw that out there. But, you know, it feels like something you would have caught then, and this has become like a classic. I think it's going to become a classic quick. They keep teasing that they might do like some kind of franchise. I would absolutely fucking love that. I don't know, man. I don't know what else to say. Like, dude, like even like Remick, for example, you get light touches of his backstory, where he comes from, stuff like that. Don't know why the hell my phone just shut the fuck off. But anyways, it's full battery percentage, whatever. But I was talking about Smoke and Stack, like just their character development is just not handholdy as well. It just kind of, you know, is shown that we can show and don't tell. Even like his woman in the movie, you know, you kind of get that she's in like this mystical stuff, this and that. And while they do show it, they don't tell, they'll go, okay, this is where she got all this knowledge from, this and that. And it's nice because a lot of it is left up to interpretation, up to thought. The ending is beautiful. Even the opening scene is beautifully shot. Everything about this movie is just beautiful. And man, like I ain't seen a movie like this since Presence, which is kind of funny because it was just January. But that's two this year that I think are actually masterpiece films, like movies that, you know, because I give a lot of movies a 10 or a 9 or something like that, but this movie is like that transcendent where I'd probably give it a 15 if I could. But on the Mr. Chocolate scale, this is getting a 10 out of 10 and a Mr. Chocolate Silver approval. Go check out Sinners now. What are you doing? Go watch it. If even if you don't like horror movies, I would say for 50% of the film, it's not really a horror movie. And so go into that as you will, but I feel like it just has so much else going for it that you can enjoy it. I went with a couple people that don't like horror movies and they loved it, so take that also as you will, because you know your tolerance might be different or whatever like that. But I don't think it's anything crazy. I don't think it's anything like super scary. There's not like jump scares and shit. So yeah, love this movie so much. Very excited for the upcoming movies that we have this year. This is very reminiscent of like a Dune Part 2 for me, of where you get the movie early that ends up being your movie of the year. We'll see if that changes, because this year we got a lot of other bangers coming out, but for right now, this is my movie of the year.
I love my popcorn. Movies, popcorn.